Hi, Mark.
Hello.
Hiya, can you hear me okay?
How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay, mate. Am I coming through okay?
You are indeed, yeah.
Good stuff. So, how are you doing today?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm still loving this British weather. What about you?
Yeah, it's good, mate. A bit of a change. Kind of
Yeah.
burnt,
Yeah.
as you do, you
Yeah.
know. But
But we
thanks for
can't
taking.
compl- we can't complain though, can we? Because it's just brilliant.
Yeah, why leave the country when it's like this?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely.
Uh, Thanks for taking time out to do this, Mark. I do appreciate it, man.
It's all right. It's all right. Give me a break from typing.
Ha! You do a lot of stuff on your blog, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. To be honest with you, I'm trying to obviously do a lot more than what I was doing before. Now I've got more time to put into it, but I'm doing the blog, my online courses on Udemy and Skillshare, and a few different other platforms really.
Yeah, yeah. How
So
long?
yeah,
Just for people watching or listening on the podcast, your blog is called nottaughtatschool.co.uk.
that's correct. Yeah,
How long have you been running that?
I've been running that for about a year and a half now. Now, when I first got started, obviously I made a schoolboy error because I didn't get a .com. So I've just stuck with the .co.uk, but then I've bought .net and .org, which are all pointing back into .co.uk really.
Yeah, yeah. And you tend to really focus on the make money online stuff, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. So I focus on two areas really. So I focus on the make money online, and then I also focus on the blogging traffic and how to promote your articles to get traffic and that. And I tend to gravitate more to the earn money online, just because I think there's so many scams out there and people are jumping from one thing to another. So what I try and do is I try and share anything that I'm currently doing myself, and I give updates on that and how it's going. And then I also share simple things which I've done in the past or which I'm currently doing, and just try and give people some tips really, and give them some advice on where to go, what to do, what not to do. And then more recently, I've started looking at reviewing online products, which I'll be honest with you, I absolutely love it, because as an online reviewer, you get sent these courses for free to review. So you get these courses and you can go through them and you can learn new tactics, and then I can share that content with the readers.
Yeah, yeah. So you're actually using the products yourself that
Yeah,
you.
yeah, absolutely. I was reviewing one just before this call actually. Um, it's based around product arbitrage really, and listing services on different platforms, and then how to go over to Fiverr and find someone who offers. It's just simple arbitrage really. So it's good. It's good, and who wouldn't love getting access to free courses which show you how to make money online? I think it's great.
Yeah. And you've also been doing some stuff with Amazon, haven't you? Getting free products from Amazon to review.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that's something that I fell into. What, about 2 months ago now? So I've been getting Amazon free products, and I've done stuff with Amazon and eBay and e-commerce, and I've done stuff on a lot of different things. Really. Anything that I can get for free, I love. So yeah, I love it.
That sounds really positive. I've seen some of the results that you've been posting on Facebook about doing the product reviews. And then not only do you get the products, but you can then sell those products on
Yeah,
eBay.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something that there is specific to Amazon, and I mean, Amazon have their own. They have their own product review service, if you like. But in order to get into their service, you have to be like a top 1,000 reviewer on Amazon, and obviously not everyone can get into there. So
Mm.
this is something totally separate to Amazon's actual own review platform, if you like. Now, traditionally, it's against Amazon's rules to go ahead and give paid for feedback, really. So the way it works is sellers ask you to give them honest feedback in exchange for a product, and then you go ahead and you get the product, you trial it and you test it, and if you like it, you go ahead and leave a review, and if not, then you go ahead and leave them an honest review. And sometimes they don't like it, but you've got to be honest with them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all part of building the credibility online, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's being honest. It's really looking out for the customers, and that's what we're really doing here, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to do, and I mean something which I'm currently involved in at this moment in time, and it was pretty big back end of last year, was cryptocurrency. So obviously Bitcoin and everything, that's all over, and you just saw one scam after another appearing with Bitcoin. So I first heard about Bitcoin in 2016. I started looking into it and researching it in 2017, and then I went ahead and started purchasing Bitcoin and the altcoins that come with it myself. And I eventually went on to a program where I'll go ahead and mine Bitcoin. And again, I share the results of that on my blog of how it's doing, how well it's doing, or if it's not doing. And it's just something else you've got to keep an eye out, because whenever something's trending or popular like cryptocurrency, you do get all of these scams that are popping up absolutely all over. So I go ahead and trial and test these things, and then give the updates and the results with the blog readers, really.
That sounds really, really positive, Mark. I think the people who do what they say, not do as I say, are the ones who are going to succeed in this thing. I think the era of people disseminating this information that they're not using themselves is over, and I think it's about time that the people who are documenting the things that they're actually doing, the real results, whether it's positive or negative, and sharing that with the audience. These are the guys who are beginning to build the trust, and ultimately, hopefully, we'll see the profit because they have that trust going forward. So you're one of the few guys in this thing, and I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of us out there in this digital marketing thing, but there's only a very small percentage who are actually truthful and honest and sharing real results.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And you've got to do, I mean, in terms of the whole make money online, people often associate with scammers and, people trying to make quick money. And a lot of people fall into this because people are always looking for the quickest route, the easiest route. And I've seen it on Facebook and in different areas, and like Steam and different platforms that I go on, where people will say, simple way to make $100 a day, comment below and I'll send you the information. And you see hundreds and hundreds of people commenting on this and applying for it. So I tested this once and I put a method on there about how you can earn money on online blogging, but ultimately you won't see any results for up to 12 months and you need to put in a minimum of 2 hours a day. And how many people commented? None. Yeah.
They'd rather buy the lie than have the truth for free in a lot of cases. I know this chap came to me a few weeks ago. He became one of my students because he checked this out. Okay, this is a horrible story, but 3 months previously, he'd purchased a $7 PDF that told him if he sold PLR products, $7 on the internet, he could have the laptop lifestyle. He left his 30-year career.
Really?
Invested everything he had in building ClickFunnels websites and promoting, through Facebook ads.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a clue what he was doing. He was hemorrhaging money. And he came to me and he said, Mick, this is what I'm doing. I don't understand why I'm not seeing the results that I was promised in this $7 PDF.
Yeah.
So, this is just one example of the damage that these scammers and the liars are doing to people. They're making a quick $7, but there's a lot of trusting people out there who believe what they're told. They invest a small amount into a product, and it's not in their awareness that this could potentially be a scam or a lie.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, over the years, I have bought don't tell my wife, but I've bought hundreds of products about earning online, and you know, you can buy products for $5, you can buy products for $20, and you can buy products. I've seen products advertised online for like $500 and $1,000 and everything. Now, personally, for me, now I would never invest any more than say $20 in a course, because believe it or not, there's some really great content and courses out there for $5 and for $10, and a lot of these courses are given a bad reputation because they're classed as being a scam. But what people tend to forget is these courses are based on results of people who are already successful online, who already have a following online, and they go ahead and release this course about, you know, how they make X, Y, Z a day by doing this simple process. And then somebody buys that, but they're at the beginning of their journey. So by them going ahead and sharing it like a Facebook post, they're not going to get the interaction and the amount of money that these people who have created the course have done.
That's a good point, yeah.
It is. I mean, I bought a course the other day, and it was about how somebody was they was using memes to go ahead and share a product, and you know, they were saying, I earned $200 from a simple meme. And yeah, absolutely, their post on Facebook, they earned $200. However, they had 4,000 friends on Facebook. They've been doing this online for 2 or 3 years, so of course they're going to do that. And as a course, yes, the case study is true that they earn that amount of money, but it doesn't give you the backstory to it and how you can do that. So what happens is that people buy these products expecting, "Ooh, I'll just share this one meme and I'm going to make all this money," but they don't look into the backstory and how long that person's been going and fully understand it before being negative with the results.
Yeah. It's a good point, Mark. You know, you mentioned courses there briefly, and at the moment you're selling a few courses on Udemy, aren't you?
Yeah,
so
I've got
Ready Set Traffic one, which I've actually purchased myself. I've gone through most of that course, I think, and I've got to say, in the 20 years I've been doing this internet marketing thing, that is the single best traffic course I have ever done.
Really?
I've got a lot, Mark, and yours is the best. And that's really why I wanted to introduce you to the Profit Copilot audience, so they can get to know you, get to know your website, get to know your products, because you are one of the people that I would absolutely recommend that they get in touch with or start following on social media or through your website and your email list, because you produce very good stuff that I'm happy to recommend to my audience. Ready Set Traffic is the best, and I've purchased guru level courses, you know, the $1,000 courses and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's practically nothing. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but it was practically nothing, and the amount of value I got from that was just immense.
Do you know, Mick, I'm a bit blown away by that, because I kind of look at you as the guru when it comes to getting traffic and whatnot. So I genuinely appreciate that. Ready Set Traffic it's the first course that I've done and put together myself, and it took me about it felt as though it took me months to do it. In reality, I think it took about 3 weeks of me doing it, and I was actually watching it last night and going back through the content, and there's little bits I would maybe change and add in there, but it's a 4-hour course, so it's pretty in-depth. But I tried to just go ahead and give absolutely everything that I do and the process that I do, and yeah, it gets results for me. It gets results for my blogs and my niche blogs, and if you follow the steps and, like anything, take action, you do see results from it. So thanks for that.
No, thank you for making that course. You do show the results that you achieve. This is something that is severely lacking in a lot of products, is the results. So they give you the theory, they tell you what to do, but they never really show you the end result.
Yeah.
That's what I really like about your course, is you can tell this is what you're doing. This is what actually is working for you. And it's a consistent process. It takes time, and you're not BSing anyone. You're not promising, crazy levels of traffic for no work.
Yeah.
It's done in a very honest, real world way. And we don't find that too often in this thing.
Yeah, I agree. And to be honest with you, I mean, I kind of shot myself a bit in the foot with that, because I was building the blog up and it was going really well in I think it was about August time, 2017, when it started getting some really good traffic. And then I went into September, October, November. And then in October, our company, I think I told you about this before, our company announced that they was looking at doing redundancies. And that was kind of like an 8-9 week period, and obviously in that time, the build up to Christmas and everything, hands up, completely took my eye off the ball with the blog, and I stopped doing things on there because obviously I was in consultations and all that sort of stuff. And as a result, I just saw my traffic go from this to go back down again. But it just shows that you do need to go ahead and do everything that I teach in the course. And, you've got to be active on this, because if you're not active, then someone else is going to come up and overtake you.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's your number one traffic tip for people watching?
Good question. Number one, create evergreen content. That would be my number one tip, really, because I have certain articles on my blog, and I call it the silo effect. So I have, say, 3 or 4 pillar articles, and a lot of my articles that I go ahead and create, they all feed into these pillar articles, and they're all pointing back to these these main articles. So every article I produce on the blog, I always try and feed them into either my 60 ways to earn online, the courses, and another one, really. So creating evergreen traffic, I would say, is my number one tip, because you can build everything around that. You can build your search engine optimization, your social links, and all that sort of stuff. But if you're creating content that's going to a degree, be evergreen, then you don't need to play around with that article too much once you've done it.
Yeah, and that's free traffic forever.
Yeah.
So, fun, supply your business with new leads for a long time to come. So I don't want to keep you too long, Mark, because I know you're an incredibly busy guy, but what's next for you? What does the future look like for you?
I don't know. I mean, I genuinely touch wood and just hope that I can continue doing this for as long as possible, because I feel genuinely thankful that, my company did go through that redundancy process, and I took the redundancy and I thought this is going to be my one opportunity to really have a stab at working from home. So I'm working from home. I genuinely love working from home. I get to take my boy to school in the morning, and I love it. So what's next for me is just continue doing what I'm doing, putting out content, and I've got a new course coming out in a few weeks' time that I'm still building, still playing around with. And hopefully I don't have to get a job.
What's the course going to be about?
Well, it's good. Basically, what happened was, because I share content on my Facebook, somebody who I know in internet marketing, in the product launches, he asked if I could take my tactics and everything I do to rank blog articles, whether you could use that same process for when someone's releasing a new product online. So I said, absolutely. So what we did was, we picked a really high converting offer, which was being launched by a guy called Brendan Mace, and we knew everybody was going to be promoting this course. So, he said it's a perfect time for you to show whether your tactics are real or whether it's all just talk, because every affiliate in that make money online niche, if you like, was reviewing their products and doing recommendations. So, short version of the story is, we went ahead, we did a blog post, we ranked it, we got number one above everyone else who was doing that, and it's just about the process that we did to go ahead and beat everyone, really.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So it's just putting all of that content together now and showing the exact steps that we took to go ahead and outrank everybody else. And it's really good. And I don't mean it to be big-headed, but a lot of the people who we were competing against, they've been doing this for like 4, 5, 6 years. They all had huge email lists, and they all had big authorities. So to go in there as an unknown and just outrank a lot of them, it was pretty good, really.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
Do you think, in your opinion, that creating and selling information products is a good way to make money online, because you seem to have mastered this craft of creating.
Yeah, I mean, I genuinely think it is, as long as it's something that offers real world benefit and it's something that is actionable and people can do. Because like I said at the beginning of this, there's no point in me creating a course about, you know, how I earn X, Y, and Z in a couple of clicks in a few minutes. I genuinely think it's got to be structured. I think it's got to be actionable. And I think at the end of any course that's out there, it has to have a simple process to follow to go ahead and get results. And that's what I'm trying to do with any of my courses that I release. And that's why my courses are normally quite long.
You don't leave any stone unturned. So, you know, you mentioned about leaving your job, working online from home, and I think there's a misconception about this stuff. Maybe you'll agree, maybe you won't, that there's this idea that although we have the freedom, and as great as that is, it is the freedom to choose when we work, but it's still work, and we put in just as much work, if not more work, than someone working a 9-to-5 job. And because there is no safety net for us, if we don't sell, we don't survive. So we never really switch off. Even when we have our downtime and we go out with the family and, you know, have a day off or whatever, in our heads, we're still working, we're still planning. Do you find that?
I have always found that from a very young age, but I mean, I genuinely, I know now that, I mean, I work more now than I ever have done, and to give the people watching this like an example, so normally what will happen is, like, a normal days, I would drop my boy off at school, I'll be back home, where I'm joining you now, at my kitchen table or in my office, and I will work normally 9:15 till 3, and then I'll go pick up my son, and then do all of the usual nighttime stuff, and then the laptop comes back out, and I always work 8 till 2 as a minimum every single night. I mean, last night was 10 to 4 last night because I was on a roll doing the course and stuff. But yeah,
as good as it is, people should understand it is work.
Oh, it is work, and it's hard work, but I just think, you know, you've got to have patience, you've got to put in the time and the effort, and long term, I think, hopefully, touch wood, it will benefit. But you have got to work. I mean, there's no way around it. You've got to put in the work and the effort, and you've got to have patience, haven't you? Because, I mean, you know, people get frustrated about not getting results instantly, and, you know, I'm starting to get some blog articles now that I did over a year ago that are now starting to appear on page 1 of Google, but, you know, they've not been there for 6-7 months.
Yep, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, it does take 12, 18 months to get any real result from Google with SEO. And this is why a lot of people drop out of blogging. They don't understand that it takes time, it takes persistence, it takes dedication and discipline. Discipline is something that I really try to encourage with my audience. Because if you don't have the discipline, if you rely on motivation, what's going to happen? That's going to give you a reason to not get up and do it. It's going to give you an excuse. If you rely on motivation, you're giving yourself an excuse to fail. Say, I don't feel like it today. And I've said this so many times in my videos and on the podcast, that if you forget about motivation, pretend that doesn't exist because it's not your friend. If you look at discipline is what's going to build your business, because it doesn't care how you feel. Discipline is going to drag you out of bed in the morning. It's going to make you sit down at the computer, do the work, whether you want to or not. And that's
absolutely. I completely agree with you. And, you know, I've had it some nights where, you know, I have a shower and I get dressed and I sit down on the bed for 5 minutes and I think I could actually go to bed here. But I listened to a great podcast a few weeks ago. It was a Tony Robbins podcast, and he was talking about, you know, your tasks shouldn't be a should, they should be a must. You must do this. It's not, I should do this blog post, I should go ahead and create this course. Everything is a must. You must create it. And that just keeps ringing through my head when I think, I'll sit down and have 10 minutes and think, no, I must do this. And when it goes from a should to a must, I think it changes your mindset.
Absolutely. Yeah. And have you started building a team yet? Are you at that stage where you're outsourcing the tasks?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not a perfectionist, but I have a certain way of doing things. So I do outsource bits. So, I do outsource graphics, and then I do outsource like social, like sometimes I outsource my social backlinks or backlinks coming into me. Instead of me sat building backlinks for hours and hours, I'll go ahead and do that. I'm involved in another project, which is it's a website. It's predominantly focused around cryptocurrency, but it's aimed at beginners and about what to look out for in cryptocurrency, what not to do, scams to watch out for, which is a big one. So I'm involved in that, and there's a team of 4 of us in there. So this side project, if you like, this is the first time I've really worked with a team of people where we all bring our own little bits to it. And, sometimes it is a little bit frustrating when you want to go one way and somebody else wants to go another way, but I'm working with people and listening to other people's plans and ideas, it's always going to be challenging, but it's good to work with other people, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's one thing I find in this thing is the isolation. Working on your own is it can take its toll sometimes, and I find that the lack of interaction means I often take the laptop, go sit in Starbucks or Costa, because there's other human beings around, and I've got that connection. But
what about for you, Mick, in terms of outsourcing? Do you outsource yourself, or have you got a team with you now? You do? Yeah.
Yeah. It's the blog posts, really.
I bet.
How I do it is I start with a video, record the YouTube video almost every day, then get that transcribed, get the transcript over to an editor. They will turn that into a readable blog post, and that will go on the website. That's really the area that I don't enjoy in my business is the transcription side of things and the writing a blog post.
I'll tell you what then, after we've done this recording, drop me a message, because I have a really cool little plugin that you might be interested in. I have a plugin, and basically what happens is once I record a YouTube video and I put that onto YouTube, I have a plugin which then will pull out all of the words and put that into a blog format for you, and you can just go through and edit it.
Wow.
So yeah, I'll send you that. Send me a message after this, and I'll drop a link to it for you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate that.
It's good.
Cheers.
It's all right.
Okay. So I know you're a really busy guy. So I'm going to let you go about the rest of your day and collect your child and get on with life. So thank you very much for taking the time out to talk to me and to the Profit Copilot audience.
Yeah, well, Mick, I genuinely appreciate you having me on the channel. As you know, you're one of my favourite YouTubers, and I think the content that you put out is awesome. And your last course that I took was very, very good as well. So I learned a couple of new little bits from in there, little tweaks. So I am actually implementing those as we speak.
Oh, good stuff.
So yeah, so thank you again for having me.
No worries. Thank you, Mark. I hope to see you again. And you, mate. Bye now.
See you later.